Father versus son. Herman versus Leon. What an episode. What an episode of Garo. I really expected Herman to die in this episode. I really did. I expected him to drop dead at the end of the episode. The way the episode's direction was going, I expected something like that. But at the end of the episode, they both survive. But Leon gets the, the ring from Herman, and, Herman's with Mendoza. So, yeah, he still might die. Now, here's the thing, okay? This episode, incredibly simple, just straight up, very, very simple. It's father versus son. Get to see some flashbacks of, the father and son, and, the relationship they had in the past. And then it leads to the conclusion of the episode. That's a quick summary of the episode. It really is. It's a very, very simple episode. Very slow paced. Now, let's dive into some of the little details of this episode. So, we find out the real reason why Herman wants to work with Mendoza, why the Watchdog Association is wanting to work with Mendoza, why they are, trying to guard him and stuff like that. We come to find out that Mendoza has released a seal on one of the strongest horrors in existence. He's released the seal, and the seal happens to be underneath the castle, way deep down in the bowels underground, and it's gigantic. It's a massive freaking creature, as we see at the end of the episode. Well, the seal is undone. The Watchdog Association knows that a portal or door is going to open up from the horror world, and so they're going to use this opportunity to kill off as many horrors as they possibly can. But when they, in fact, do this, they're going to be sacrificing the entirety of the town. Everybody in the town is going to be sacrificed. All innocent civilians will die in this, town. So, we have a little bit of Kiritsugu logic going on here with this episode. Now, if you don't know what Kiritsugu logic is, I recommend you go watch Fate Zero, because you need to see that ideology of that man. One of the best characters of all time. But, the Kiritsugu logic in this episode is just very freaking strong. It really is. The way, you have it to where the Watchdog Association wants to sacrifice everybody in the town to be able to save more lives, but they're opening up this giant-ass portal that will allow more horrors to come through, along with this, unstoppable horrors going to be coming out and, wrecking everybody's face, and even devouring other horrors, so that's scary, in fact, too, if you think about it. But the Kiritsugu logic in this episode is just so damn strong, because at the end of the day, there's going to be more lives lost and more lives saved. Let's just be real here, because if all the entire plan goes down like the Watchdogs want it to and Mendoza wants it to, there's going to be way more deaths than there will be lives saved. And, yeah. So, this is what happens when you decide to sacrifice, the few and save the many. That's pretty much what happens. And, yeah, that's the episode of Garo. I mean, it's a very, very simple episode. It is. Mendoza reveals his cards. He reveals what he has been doing. He unlocked the seal. He wants immortality. Watchdog Association are, taking a strike at the horrors because, they've lost a lot of their Makai alchemists and knights, so they need to figure out a plan to remove as many as they possibly can. And that's the end of the episode. So, Garo this week. Once again, a very short episode. Slight progression here and there. Very, very good fighting. And there's some good animation in this episode altogether. I'd say I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this episode, but when you look at this episode in a certain way of how fucked up their plan is, Herman and the Watchdog Association, what they're trying to do, and if you know the logic behind it, you can realize that they're just so freaking wrong. They are just so wrong with what they're doing. It's just, my god, they're going to be killing off thousands and millions, probably. Millions of people on the planet for what they're doing. So, yeah, this is not going to go down well. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe, and sorry for the short review because not really much to discuss. Chibi out.